What's popping, kings, queens, and day of emperors? I still don't know how to make an intro, but I wanted to talk about BSF and I wanted to talk about Maelstrom, so we're here. This is the deck I played. There is no surprises. It is Maelstrom again. I love this deck. You cannot stop me from talking about it. I played 3 copies of Reverse, 3 copies of Glory, 4 copies of the base Maelstrom. You almost always want to be riding the base Maelstrom and switching into Glory or Reverse depending on the matchup. For grade 2s, I ran 2 copies of Valeria, 2 copies of Coral Assault, 4 copies of Drifting Flow, 3 copies of Elpida, 3 copies of Maelstrom Dragon. I did have some issues with my grade 2 lineups. Valeria was great for on-hit pressure, and I wish I had more copies. I probably should bump her up to 3, if not 4. Coral Assault, more often than not, was just a beat stick. I didn't really need the extra draw or the extra soul. Drifting Flow Fencer was absolutely phenomenal. Star of the deck. Every on-place top 7 almost always found a Maelstrom. Elpida was bad. Her on-attack CB1 to ignore needing to hit for on-hits never came up. And she gets plus 5k power and plus 5k shield, which is neat, but grade 1s just inherently have 10k shield. So I'd rather just play more grade 1s, because I almost got grade locked on grade 0 one game, and that was terrifying. 3 copies of Maelstrom Dragon, which that is the perfect ratio. Man's is too small to actually hit a lot of things, and normally needs either a dedicated booster or an Excel circle, but it's still necessary for the deck to be threatening, because it's CB1, discard a Maelstrom, give your Vanguard plus 10k plus 1 drive, which is crazy when you have a restanding Vanguard, or a Vanguard that says, yeah, no, CB1, give the entire front row plus 10k, your opponent cannot intercept, your opponent cannot guard with more than 1 card per attack. That's all your attacks, not just the Vanguard. And this is a soft once per turn. Meaning, if you have more than 1 press stream, you could do it again. Next is 3 copies of Bubble Ball. Bubble Ball's on hit or on boost, check top 7 for a Maelstrom. 4 copies of Radiant Assault. Van's is... oh my god, this Van saved me so many times. He just makes it so that whatever he boosts does not need to hit trigger on hits. He made base Maelstrom work. He also puts Maelstroms from drop back into the deck and draws you a card, which is honestly just a neat bonus. It helps, it's not necessary, but it lets Maelstrom restand, and that's the important part. 2 copies of Analyze Shooter, because I think getting 2 Maelstroms almost for free is neat. Just on boost, if it hits, Soul Blast 1, discard 1, search any 2 Maelstroms with different names. Trigger lineup was kind of a meme. I wanted to play more crits, but I only own 2. So I thought, you know what, this would be funny. And honestly, it did mess with a lot of my opponents, because they started seeing front and they stopped blocking Vanguards for a lot of my swings, because Glory would swing for like 23 or 22, and it wouldn't be a big hit. And they'd be like, don't worry about it, he's not gonna crit me. And then one of the 2 crits will come up. And with them being different arcs, they didn't really get a gauge on how many were actually in the deck. This came up more often than it should have. And I've had many players ask me during this BSF how many crits I play. And every time I told them to, I just got this disgusted look. Overall, my rounds were pretty good for V Premium. Round 1, I played against Pale Moon Bunnies. They had a Maelstrom partner on their team, so I was a little scared, because they know the matchup, and they kept me at 0 until I was on turn 4, which is a bad idea. I just called a Heal Guardian, went into Glory, and went burr. Like, if they kept me at 1 or kept me at 2, I would have to dedicate the CB to either Glory or Press Stream, but was what it was. Round 2 was the only round I lost during V Premium. It was against Amon, and I was like, oh, Pog, based, I'll be able to just put a Maelstrom in Soul, like, turn 1, and then I'll get to ride Glory, and then I get to turn 3 Glory. No, I didn't have enough hand to live that long. I had no cards in my hand, man had crit Sentinels with 30k shield, so even when the Glory turn came, it wasn't enough. Round 3 was against a Chronojet player, and honestly, I did that man dirty. Chronojet player, if you're out there, this is a formal apology. I called all 3 Press Stream Dragons, rode into Glory, Counterblast 4, discard 3 Maelstroms, give the front row plus 10k, and then checked 3 fronts in my 5 drives. I felt bad. Because when the entire front row has plus 40k and you could only guard with 1 card, oh boy, no one has like 20k heal guards anymore. Because everyone plays the grade 3s now, which is honestly the biggest buff to Maelstrom. And man just scooped it up. He's like, nah, we're done. It's over. Next was round 4 against a Gurgrit player. I have never played against Gurgrit, and I know they make a lot of Excels, and they're a really strong deck in the meta, so I was scared. I'm like, oh, if I don't farm enough hand, this could be a problem. And then I saw they had a Maelstrom partner on their team, and I'm like, oh, they know the matchup. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. And as the match was going on, they stopped blocking my Vanguard. And then I lucked out and hit double crit. That was it. That was the only reason I won that match. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of BS to win your matches. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Round 5 was against a Hanzo player. He went into Protect 2. When a deck tells you can't intercept, Protect 2 is not the play. I don't know why he did this. Rip Hanzo player. And my last matchup was against Risers. And honestly, this was my toughest match. Because they not only had the 30k crit Sentinels, but they also had the 20k heal guards. Meaning I couldn't use Glory. It's not just an easy he who CB1, no guard. No. I had to go into reverse, and I had to keep constant on-hit pressure to take away as much of his hand as possible. And when I finally whittled down his hand, this Riser player's hand, I was able to swap into Glory and go for the kill. Overall, 5-1 is pretty good, considering it was my first in-person event. And honestly, I'm just happy I got to hang out with the boys. It was a great time. If you are considering going to a BSF, or if you haven't gone already, just go. Get some boys. Even just like go in a Discord and ask some people like, hey, do you want to join up? Anyone need a partner? I know there are people looking around, and I had to look around on Discords to find my second and my third. I didn't grab the homies right out the gate. But it was a great time, and I'd super recommend it to anyone who went. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this long. Something, like, comment, and subscribe. Don't expect consistent content, and not only do I not know how to make an intro to videos, I don't know how to end them. Goodbye.